of the essence. Every moment on your channel of champions. Sponsored by Total Quartz Lubricants.
Stage 2 of the Telefonica Dakar 2005. It's a long road section, but most importantly, it's Happy New Year to you all. We'll go behind the scenes in today's program, especially with the KTM squad. And we'll also have an in-depth look into Mitsubishi. But first of all, let's have a quick look back at what happened 24 hours ago. Can you believe it? Some people on the very first stage of only 6 kilometers, some 4 miles, and they had massive problems. One truck, well, the oil was where it wasn't supposed to be. Flames coming out of the exhaust. Other people, the main problem on the soft stand at Casa de Fels, just outside of Barcelona, was that the sand was just a little bit damp after the tide had gone out, and that makes it very, very soft indeed. Almost worse to drive and ride on this kind of sand compared with the sand in the middle of Mauritania. Particularly difficult for the later runners through the 6 kilometer stage. The whole place getting completely chewed up. And even 2 vehicles struggling to get through the sand. And then getting another one stuck. You just can't believe it. But then, of course, the trucks came through. They came through actually last of all. It's the bikes that go through first, then the cars, then the trucks. They found it relatively easy. But if you let your pressures go too low with the tyres, the beading then just rolls off. On board with Ryan Arciero from California, former Baja 1000 front runner, a family steeped in tradition of motorsports, and it's good to see him here on the Dakar this year.
Allô. On a fait 2 km là. Attention, il y a un mec qui va nous doubler. En face.
And you ain't going to stop a big truck like that. You better get out of the way, and then it goes wrong. On board with Gerard Deroy, son, of course, of Jan Deroy. They've got 3 DAF trucks entered this year, and they are going to go like the wind. In the end, though, it was Hans Becks who came out the winner in his DAF. The quads and the motorcycles had a relatively easier run through the stage, but it was not plain sailing for all. Just get a load of this. Even Britain's Patsy Quick running into trouble. But she got through safely in the end. Fortunately, the soft sand proving an easy way to fall. And how about this for a high side? Absolutely at 90 degrees, and he was off. Many people found it was just a little easier to get off the bike and run the thing up over the man-made dunes just by slipping the clutch. And one guy running into such trouble, but looking serene, imperial even, as he got transported out of the stage. Last night there was a big party. Even Colin McRae was getting stuck in together with Harry Vatanen. Those are not his glasses. And Alfie Cox, a big KTM and Nissan joint party celebrating Fabrizio Ponzi's birthday, and in a few days it's going to be for Fabrizio Mione's birthday as well. These are grown men and professional motorcycle riders, ladies and gentlemen. Stage 2 of the Telefonica Dakar 2005, January the 1st. Happy New Year to you all. The organisers giving a little bit of respite to the competitors. No competitive special stage today, but some massive mileage involved. 920 kilometres from Barcelona all the way down to Granada. Dawn, January the 1st, 2005, Barcelona. The first few riders walking into Parc Fermé to collect their motorcycle, which will be their home for the next 16 days. The Dakar is cruel, even from the very first yard. People limping in, people apprehensive even at 950 odd kilometers to complete. Other people, well, they'll be looking forward to even getting the bike started. And while some people had an early night, some people, it seems, just haven't stopped from New Year's Eve. Happy New Year, and may everybody get to Dakar safe and well, says this competitor as the fountains were turned on. What a venue to have a Parc Fermé for any sporting event, let alone the Paris-Dakar. As Patrick Zanaroli, the guy who makes the route for the Dakar, sees every single competitor, bar none, over the starting ramp this morning. The Catalan flags were out in front of the locals, whilst other competitors were, well, they were making it snow and celebrating New Year in a different kind of way. Happy New Year to everybody. Good health to you all. David Fretinier, the victor of stage 1 of the Dakar 2005 with his 450cc Yamaha two-wheel drive, left the ramp. But the biggest applause of all was kept for Marc Coma and Isidre Esteve, the hometown heroes. Cyril Desprez riding Gauloi's KTM number 2. Looking forward to the long ride.
Happy New Year to everybody in Barcelona and to all the other competitors.
Number 100, Britain's Patsy Quick, giving everybody a New Year message before the big long ride down south. Well, others were getting a little freestyle. Ricky Carmichael, there's nothing you can't do. Cyril Dupre and Alfie Cox, though, decided to go together. Quick recap after day 2 of the Dakar. Frétenier with that lead of 8 seconds. That is, of course, the result of the stage yesterday. Gaulois KTM have got Fabrizio Mioni, the Dakar 2001 and 2002 winner, part of the squad. Last year he wanted to stop, but he's back again. 3 years he had on the V-Twin 950. He's back on a 660 single. He's 47 years old in his 13th event. He says, my goal is not to win, but just to finish this rally. The most important thing to do is to get to the end without having any problems or accidents. It's going to be really the last Dakar of my career. I want to have fun, have a lot of pleasure on the bike. Cyril Dupre was 3rd last year after making a few small but costly errors. As a result, he can be considered as a favourite for victory after his 2nd place in 2003. I'm very proud and pleased to be in the same team as Fabrizio Mioni for the first time in my career. He's someone who has caused me many troubles in the past and still causes me some, as he is sometimes quicker than me. I'm now able to win the stages ahead of him, and this makes me happy. Mioni, he's a big guy and for sure a favourite for this year's Dakar. South Africa, though, is cheering Alfie Cox. He's finished 3rd and 2nd in years past. Can he pull it off this time out? Repsol KTM, that's the Spanish team. Alas, without 2004 winner Roma. Their riders this year are Isidre Esteve, Mark Coma and Giovanni Sala. Esteve can be considered as the leader of the Repsol squad. He's 32 years old. He's done 8 Dakars and only retired once. 4th in 01, 5th in 02. He says there's no real leader in the team, but Mark Coma and myself, we are riding for the win without taking care of anybody else. The 3rd guy, Giovanni Sala, is here to help us if we have any mechanicals. Mark Coma is on his 4th Dakar. He retired last year, but got 2nd places in Tunisia and Morocco since then, before winning the Baja España. Coma's saying I had a fantastic prep for this year. During all of 04, I did a cross-country world championship. Good training for desert riding, particularly with navigation. It's difficult to be so well prepared for the Dakar. Racing other rallies is the only thing to do to prep up. Repsol KTM, looking strong.
Okay guys, welcome to the Dakar Challenge.
Red Bull KTM decided to choose 2 young American riders for the Dakar to join team leader Scott Harden. 6 riders were whittled down to 5 days of tests in the Dumont Dunes, not far out of Las Vegas. The riders had to be quick, but they were also tested on bike repair, navigation without GPS, and performance after sleep deprivation. The selection process was broadcast on US TV as a precursor to the Dakar itself.
We were looking for speed, experience, most of all though, intangible quality of just a strong heart and will is the most important. As we said, we wanted to find someone that on any given day in Dakar you can find 1,000 reasons to quit, but you must find 1 reason to keep going.
The USA is never an outright winner of the Dakar. The goal of the Red Bull USA squad is to win within 3 years. The 2 riders selected for this year's Dakar have been Chris Blaise and Kellen Walsh. They've had brilliant experience on the Baja 1000 in California, and they are both quick and safe. The stars of the future are here today. A little bit later this morning, the cars were out of Parc Fermé to make their long journey down to Granada in the south of Spain. The weather today was comparable with a Scandinavian summer's day. Luke Alphonse saying that the road to Dakar is long, but we need to accumulate a bit of sleep. So last night we got to midnight and then straight to bed. Carlos Souza saying, look, there's so many fans here on New Year's Day. Can you imagine what it would be like if it was not New Year's Day? It'd be chock-a-blocker. Obrigado. 463 vehicles started the rally competitively, both on 2 and 4 wheels. Unfortunately, one guy didn't start this morning. He had everything stolen out of his car last night, and he's just decided he can't go on without any of the paperwork and the crash helmets and such like. Such terrible bad luck descending upon one contestant last night, even though the car was in Parc Ferme. Gianni Roma got a big cheer as he left Parc Ferme, not far from Montjuic Park. Then it was down the motorway, the autoroute, the autobahn, the autopista, the freeway, call it what you will, for 950 kilometers all the way to Granada in the south of Spain. It's a long old haul. No special stage where the crews are timed competitively, just a long road section so that we can get down south and into Africa. Just to review what happened yesterday, Robbie Gordon, the first ever winner of a Dakar stage on 4 wheels, he still leads overall. Mitsubishi have entered 5 cars this year on the Dakar. 4 Pajero Evos for Peter Hansel, Masuoka, Alfond and Roma, and 1 L200 pickup for Andrea Meyer. It could be termed as the Evo 3. They've done a lot of work developing this car, with tests done in Morocco and Dubai, and some rallies encompassing the FIA World Cup 4 Rally Raid. It was the 4th victory in a row for Mitsubishi last year. They've won 9 in total, with Stefan Pederhansel topping the table 12 months ago. They are still the team to beat. He said, we had a very, very good 2004 season after our Dakar victory. We won in Tunisia and in Morocco. Then in Dubai, our first race with the new car called the Evo 3, we had good performances. That's why we're very, very confident coming into this year's Dakar. Since last year, the team has done some long tests. The drivers drove both the 0-4 winning Evo 2 back-to-back with the new Evo 3 car for 2005 in order to judge the improvements. The Evo 3 is an incredible 2 seconds a kilometre quicker than the Evo 2.
Les priorités techniques ont été axées sur le...
Our main technical developments during 04 was mainly to work on the new 4-litre engine, which has more torque. We also worked in order to get the centre of gravity a bit lower, new suspension settings. We did 10,000 kilometres of tests in Morocco over a couple of months in June and September. 4-litre V6, 270 horsepower engine, a lot more torque lower down. That's going to be helpful for them in the soft terrain and in the dunes. New suspension gives it a better ride. 60% of the parts composing the car are absolutely brand new. The engine's been dropped 11 centimetres to get that centre of gravity lower. The car is absolutely on the weight limit at 1825 kilos. They could make it a little lighter and add some ballast, but instead they've made it underweight and then made it stronger. Roma, winner of the Dakar last year on the bikes, he switched to Mitsubishi, and he's got co-driver Henri Mann, the former winner, alongside him. He says, I don't feel any pressure because Mitsubishi have asked me just to learn and to get to the finish. They also asked me to help as much as I can the other Mitsu drivers to help win the race. That's why I'm pretty cool. I want to enjoy it. It's going to be brilliant in Africa. Every year, though, Mitsubishi organises weeks of physical training for all of their drivers and co-drivers in France. Pere Hansel and Cottret, Masuoka and Schultz, Roma and Magne, Alphon and Picard, Andrea Meyer and Jean-Michel Polato all went through the rigours of a specialist physio trainer. Luc Alphon is on his 8th Dakar. Last year he was 4th with BMW, but this year he says Mitsubishi is a magical team with, in my opinion, the best drivers, the best car, the best management. And I think I have the opportunity to improve, to win stages, and in all, do a good rally. Mitsubishi with their Pajero Evo 3 are looking very, very strong once more in the Dakar, and they're hoping for their 10th victory. The tremendous fountains overlook the start of the trucks this morning as they left Parc Fermé out of Barcelona for the long drive down south to Granada here on the Telefonica Dakar 2005. Perfect blue skies for the monsters of the desert. Gerard de Roy in now his 3rd Dakar as the Mercedes Unimog Hybrid also makes a return as well. "12 months ago, it was Clermont-Ferrand to Dakar 2004. Straight into Africa. The terrible conditions in Morocco following massive amounts of rain in the weeks before, leaving the whole place covered in water. I cannot believe it. All this desert and then all this water in it. Madness. Everybody completely caught on the back foot 12 months ago.
It's hard to find water in the desert and to have a swim.
Jutta Kleinschmidt, though, she had a massive bow wave over the front of her Volkswagen Touareg, and she was in big trouble. She went no further for quite a few hours. So did Ari Vatanen, stranded, whilst others found their way through the hidden traps. The Finn, though, was left with water where it really shouldn't be. But once Mauritania beckoned, things got into top gear. The professionals were flat out at the front. The amateurs were were just way behind.
J'ai l'air un petit peu poussiéreux. Tout va bien.
Last year's Dakar, a particularly difficult one, catching many people not even on the back foot, but completely knocked off their feet.
C'est la gueule du loup. Voilà,
He said it's just like the devil's valley. Into Neymar, even the pros were caught out at the severity of it all. Schlesser completely banjaxed. But Stephen Hague and Mick Exton's got there.
It was a harder day today, or?
Yes, but here.
Stephen Hague eventually getting to the finish with help from his family. At Dakar itself, Spain had its first ever victor with Nani Roma, the Repsol KTM rider, getting to the finish and clinching that all-important first victory. He's moved to cars now. Could he do what Stefan Pederhansel did? And of course before him, Hubert Auriol. Six-time bike winner Stefan Pederhansel lost out on the victory right on the line in 03, but in 04 he made sure it was his to become the second Dakar-East to win on 2 and 4 wheels. Stage 3 now beckons from Granada into Africa and Rabat. 557 kilometers with a short special stage before going to Algeciras, across the Straits of Gibraltar and into Africa. We are getting underway.